Hey, how are we all doing? Great to see you back for another stream. Hope everyone's well. Hope you're doing okay, and I hope you're excited for another stream where we're going to be looking at Bitcoin, we're going to be looking at alts, and we're going to be looking at all the jazz of what's going on in the market. But at the time of streaming, Bitcoin is just shy of $110,000. So let's see if Bitcoin can reclaim that while we are on stream. But yeah, let me know in the chat who we've got watching. Get your comments in, get your likes in, of course, and we will get going in just a second. Just need to pop one thing in a Telegram group. Right, there we go. But yeah, great to see everyone. Hope you're all doing well. What's this? Hang on. Let me retweet that. Right, there we go. Okay, let's get the screen on. Let's get all everything going, and then we'll jump into the chat, see who we've got with us. Okay, there goes that. Let's jump into the 5-minute chart, shall we? See what's going on there. So we've got Florin, one like half a day earlier, just as yeah. I swapped yesterday's stream over to today because there wasn't really much going on at all. Yesterday was the US market was closed and it was pretty much at the same price as streamed on Sunday. So, John, how we doing? And Loki, great to see you, mate. Do make sure you drop a like on the stream, and yeah, let's get the stream going. So, where are we? Where are we? I can't speak. We're getting a nice push up on this 5-minute candle, as we can see here on Bitcoin. But overall, just turn my foot massager on. Got to get the essentials going, haven't we? Got to get the essentials going. Yeah, so something I want to discuss on this stream is the interaction that we've had, obviously, around this previous all-time high, which we looked at last week. You know, we looked at this in depth last week. But this previous all-time high that was made in January, if we scroll all the way back to here, 109,588. Obviously, give or take, depending on what exchange you look at. But this all-time high obviously was resistance, as you would expect it to be. But then once we claimed over and then dropped back below, this has been a key pivot point for the price, as you can see all around these candle closes. Once we drop back below, price action interacting with it all along here, obviously struggling at first, then we got above it, as you can see. For, you know, this is on the 2-hour chart, all this interaction here, using it as support, drop back below, instantly becomes resistance again. Now, as it stands at the moment, it looks like we're using it as support again. So this previous all-time high, 109,588, is definitely the key pivot point at the moment for price for the current environment that we're in. It's dictating where Bitcoin moves and obviously unlocking higher or lower. So it's definitely the thing to watch at the moment until we push on from here or push down. Obviously, it depends what we get. But currently, it looks like we've reclaimed it. But yeah, you can see exactly how price is behaving around this and why. Tap lap says going straight to 120. Are you ready to moon bull? Says Ia. So yeah, very bullish comments in. Do make sure you get your comment in. And of course, please do like the stream. If you are over on X, please do make sure you're following the X page and hop over to the YouTube channel and drop it a subscribe as well. But we currently have 17 viewers on YouTube and 6 likes. So let's get them likes up. Those 11 people that are watching, scroll down a second and click like. It'd be very much appreciated. And of course, if you're not already, do subscribe. But yeah, if you're watching over on X, thank you for watching over on there as well. But make sure you hop over to the Stonksy page and drop it a follow if you're not already. If you've come from TMG's account, it will be great to have you join on as a follower. Pellin says, if we end the day above 110k, we break free. I mean, I think that would definitely be beneficial for the price. Yeah, I think that would be definitely beneficial for the price to end the day above. Let's see how it's behaved. So yeah, as you can see, yeah, once we dropped back below, we obviously rejected from it here. We didn't quite get up on here, but yesterday particularly, you know, we came up and then rejected again. So yeah, definitely would be good for the price to reclaim that for a daily close. I think that definitely paints a good outlook for sure. And we are currently long on Stonksy on the 5-minute as well, getting that double confirmation in. So we definitely want to see it push up from here. But yeah, let me know how you've been doing. Have you been trading much? Have you been using the Stonksy bot? Have you been letting the Stonksy bots trade? What have you been up to? It will be great to know. But yeah, plenty to cover today. Let me know if you'd like me to look at anything specific. We can definitely do that. Let's go and take a look and see what ETH's been doing. So ETH has been if we just scale out a second to the daily chart, we can see that we are still stuck within this range on ETH. Depending on obviously where you would draw it, you might obviously draw it a little bit different. But one thing we can definitely conclude from ETH is that we are ranging. We are stuck in a range. And until we break above or below the range, we are capped in price action on both sides. So if we scale down lower time frame, you can see that price is pretty much just trading up, down, into this range here, which, you know, goes from 2,400 and odd all the way up to 2,700. So yeah, that's where currently ETH's at, and Stonksy has been trading this range absolutely perfectly on the 5 and 6 minute charts, especially with the double confirmations. Really nice structure to it, and as you can see, this was from Friday, so catching a nice drop there before we'd obviously after we'd caught the pump up. Again here, catching the drop down on Saturday, catching the reversal into Sunday and Monday, and again we had a little loss here, but then more than reclaimed that by going long towards the range high. So yeah, ETH is still consolidating. Obviously, big pump throughout May. It must be up about 40%, something like that, from the lows. Howdy, Steve-O. All is well, mate. All is well. How are you? Please do make sure you drop a like on the stream and subscribe if you're not. Sol, what we're looking at on Sol. Pretty much the same, as you can see. You know, something we discussed all last week was breaking this region here, and as you can see, it's still proving tricky for the price. As we covered in last week's CSE newsletter, this was the analysis I put in last week's CSE newsletter, which will cover this week's release shortly. But this was the region to gain, and prices still not gained it with an upside target of $200 plus. But price is yet to do that, so we're still not gaining any traction on the price of Sol. It needs to break above and hold above the low 180s for sure. But yeah, still not doing that. So at the moment, Sol is very much like ETH, where it's just trading sideways, obviously up and down throughout the range, but nothing of note happening. And I'm guessing that's probably the same for many alts. I mean, if we look through, there's nothing, you know, we've got a couple of things that are up 1-2% today, haven't we? We've had Sui come down into this region that I was looking at. Pretty much hit the nail on the head there with 340. So let's see if it fully reverses, but it started off quite nice. That started off today, and it's already up, you know, 4 or 5% from there. This is something that we looked at last week, as you can see, with the arrow being drawn into the box and then reversing. So all good on Sui for that. I mean, Stonksy has caught every single drop down on Sui perfectly. There. Obviously caught the pump up here, and then final drop down into here. Will it be the final drop down? Obviously, we don't know. But at the moment, it's had a nice reaction from where we was watching. But Stonksy absolutely nailing the moves on Sui. That's on the 6 minute chart. For those of you that watch regularly, you know that the 5 and 6 minutes are absolute beasts with this double confirmation. But hype is the big talking point, obviously. Currently, just an absolute beast. It's up. Well, when it got up towards $40, it was a 4x from the bottom. So it bottomed out just below $10, around $9 something. So that is comfortably a 4x from the bottom on hype now. And I believe that this was a new all-time high, was it? I don't know if these launch wicks are accurate. So obviously where this has got $40 odd on this day here, I don't know if that's accurate or not. I think it might be a mistake, because I looked on CoinMarketCap to try and get a proper accurate reading of the all-time high, and that said it was $39 something. So I don't know. I'm guessing there may be a bit of a discrepancy on what hype's all-time high actually is. But nevertheless, Stonksy's absolutely nailing it. It's up now, so a bit more than this morning. Just shy of 37% on the 1 hour. Really chugging away. Doing great things on hype. So that's where we're up to on that. What else have we got that's been doing quite well? We've got Near, Arve just continues to perform, doesn't it? So it's been a good performer for a while now. That's up 5%. Near's up 4%. Inge is doing well. 7% today on Inge. Very, very nice. Very nice indeed. While we didn't get it on the 5-minute, we've got both of these pump ups on the 6-minute since Monday. So that's yesterday and today. Catching one very nice move on Inge. Sideways into the red, which closed for a small loss in the end. But then catching the expansion back to the upside there. We've got LDO up 5%. Again, another one with Stonksy doing the business on LDO. So yeah, if you do want me to look at anything specific, do get it into the chat. But currently, we are riding some very nice movements across alts on Stonksy. And yeah, do make sure you drop a like on the stream. Do make sure you subscribe. And if you are watching on X, please do make sure you're following the Stonksy X page. And please do hop over to the YouTube channel. And do drop a subscribe on there. It does massively help me out. And we are on 9 likes with 22 viewers. So, you know, it's a good portion of you not liking yet. Please do take a minute to scroll down and like. It will be massively helpful for the stream. But yeah, what would you guys like me to cover next? You let me know. You let me know in the chat what you'd like me to look at, and we can do that. I think we'll probably look at... We'll leave the liquidation heat map in a little while. Maybe we move over and cover the CSE newsletter, which went out this morning. Have a look at that, and then, yeah, we can move on to some other stuff then. We will most definitely check the Magnificent 7 pre-market. Leading into it, we'll get the poll out and all that good stuff as well. But yes, big thank you for joining. Sui Way can dump and pump, says Abbas. So Sui has actually came into a region that I marked out on stream last week. Let me take a look at it for you, Abbas. So let me pull up Sui. So if we look at Sui, if you notice, this is what I drew out on stream last week when Sui was getting pulled a bit down. So I was thinking into this zone here for a potential reversal. Now, as it stands, obviously Stonksy's caught the drop down beautifully and played it very, very well on the low time frames. But as it stands, what we looked at last week looks to have come off very nicely. We've pulled into this zone. We did get it slightly on Sunday, but we got a full push in here earlier today, and again later today as well than the first one. So it pulled into this zone where I was looking for, and then at the moment we're currently doing exactly what the arrow suggested, into here and then bouncing. So I'm pulling in here, you know, we're up a handful of percent. Now, what I'd probably be looking at in a bounce, obviously it can go lower. This doesn't mean that it's completely bottomed out. Don't take it as a gospel. It's bottomed. But what you can notice is we've definitely got... So this spike up here took a few stop losses out. But definitely, you know, working this trend line here, there will be lots and lots of liquidity built up here from just a steady decline in price. So I'd definitely be watching a push for a clear take of liquidity. Obviously would sweep these, sweep the rest of these, and of course take this, would be up towards 375. But if we zoom out and look on the 1-day chart, the key level to gain is 411, sorry, nearly 412. So say in the scenario that Sui starts pumping back up, I would be looking at definitely for it, you'd want to see it gain 411/412 on the daily chart, and then obviously start pushing up. I think this zone will be a little bit of a tricky spot for it potentially. Then above there we've got $5, you know, big juicy round number alongside having some resistance. And then above there, I think, you know, if you clear $5, you're pretty much on for an all-time high, aren't you? It wouldn't really make sense to come up here and stop. You may as well blow through it. So, yeah, I think all in all, from here on out, we obviously want to see strength in Sui. Even if it dips back into here, we want to see it hold. Below here, then we'd have to start looking at levels lower. But currently, as it stands, yeah, we've come in here, pushed up, and nice. And we want to target a daily close above 411/412. So, yeah, I hope that helps. Stonksy, how we doing? Good afternoon to you, mate. Good afternoon. Debut Mastering says hello all. Hello to you, mate. And hello to everyone else that joins. Easy Kev. I'm all in on Subi and Eve. Well, you must be very happy, mate, if you're in from lower. If you're in from lower, obviously Subi and Eve have had some great performance in May, haven't they? So you must be very happy. But yeah, if you have just joined, welcome to the stream. Do make sure you slap a big like on the stream. And please do subscribe if you're not. Same for if you're watching over on X. Make sure you're following the Stonksy page. And of course, hop over to the YouTube channel and drop a subscribe if you do have a second. It will massively help us out in getting towards 2,500 subscribers as fast as possible. We're nearly at 2.1k. We are edging close. Now, what I do want to say is, obviously, for those of you maybe that don't know what this is on the screen, if this is your first time watching the stream, this is the Stonksy indicator. It's made up of several different working parts. But the main parts, obviously, the background color change, so long and short opportunities in the market. We've also got some bullish, bearish arrows, which are massively beneficial to price. We have automated support and resistance lines drawn on by Stonksy. And, of course, the latest addition being the channels and the oscillator pulled into its own separate script. So, if you do want to know more about this, obviously drop some questions into the chat, but there is a full video covering the update here. Stonksy update, indicator changes and additions, which went out yesterday. That will show you exactly how the channels work, why we've made the changes, and the benefits. So do go check that out after stream as well. Show some support to the videos. But yeah, pretty much, if you want a little, you know, a very quick overview of what the how the channels are beneficial and why we've added them in, pretty much 95. You know, the majority. I like to say a high number like 95% because it suggests the majority. But most price action occurs inside the inner channel. When price touches either end of the inner channel, the majority of the time, price then reverts. So you can see it multiple times across here. This is only the 6-minute chart. But especially when we push out to the outer, upper, or inner partials here, so say here, you can suggest that price is going to get a pullback into the opposite direction. So these are massively beneficial for reading price action, especially for those scalping as well, if you want to get, a scalp short or long in either direction. But as you can see here, price has been pushing into the upper of the inner channel all along this 1 hour, but that has been capping price on ETH. So it hasn't expanded here. The upper of the inner channel suggests, obviously, that price is moving alongside the channel. So we've not seen any kind of wild expansion to the upside. If we did, then you can look then for, obviously, momentum changes. But yeah, if anyone does have any questions on Stonksy, let me know if this is your first time watching the channel. But yeah, what would you like us to move on to next? Is the question, I suppose. Get your comments in. How is the bot doing? We can look at that, mate. We'll definitely look at that next, Jason. We can discuss the bot for sure. Right, let's get continuing on. We'll look at the bot next. Let's just cover the CSE newsletter and then we can discuss the bot. So this was issue 146. So went out today. This is a good overview of what's happened over the past week and then obviously looking into the next week. So I put all the TA together for this newsletter and the fear and greed and the important dates, and then Spud puts the rest together. So me and Spud have worked on this since the start, done 146 issues together. But Bitcoin awaits its next move. Bitcoin is eagerly consolidating close to its all-time high with a move into price discovery or correction to the downside awaiting. Obviously, we've got this outlook here, which is exactly what we've looked at on stream so far, looking at the previous all-time high and how price is moving around it. Bitcoin is currently tussling with the previous all-time high of around 109,569. So for the newsletter, I was using the KuCoin chart, which had the price about $20 difference from Binance. This level is proving to be a key pivot point for bulls and bears, with neither side fully able to cement price action on either side of it. There isn't much room to the upside to record a new all-time high should Bitcoin push past it. So yeah, again, like we covered at the start of the stream, the previous all-time high is massively, massively important to Bitcoin's current price action. But we've got the weekly chart. So the weekly chart remains green on Stonksy and has done since $22,000. There has now been 7 straight green weekly candles. So if you look on the weekly chart, yeah, you can see, obviously, barring the current week because that's not closed, but the previous 7 weeks have all closed green. And this is something that we don't typically see. Normally, you might get, 3, 4, maybe even 5 weeks in a row. But since this bull market started and since Bitcoin moved up from, $15,000, $16,000 where it bottomed out, we've only seen this once before, and that put in 8 weekly candles being green. So looking at the upper side of the channel on the weekly, obviously we've got a little bit of room to go to, I think that was $114,000. And then to the upper side of the outer channel, we've got $136,000, I think that says. But ETH, as you can see, we looked at ETH on the low time frame. Stonksy's been absolutely blasting it on ETH. Really, really good performance there. And then obviously Hyperliquid, which we've looked at just then as well. But then we've got the Fear and Greed Index coming in greed. And then we've got a couple of things coming up this week as well. We've got FOMC minutes. Now, this isn't any actual event going on this week. This is the minutes from the last meeting, which occurred when was last FOMC? It's on the 7th of May, wasn't it? I think it was the 7th, yeah. So this is the minutes from the meeting a couple of weeks ago. We've then got GDP. Again, this isn't a massive one because this is a recalibration of the previous data. So this isn't like a fresh GDP for the previous quarter. And then we've got core personal consumption expenditures, also known as PCE. So not again, like last week, we didn't really have much. We've not got an overload of data this week, which obviously can be good as well because then we've not got too many external factors affecting the price. Stonksy says, do you think the price will push up and take out liquidity at 115k or sell off down to 106? I think if we was to go to the downside, I think it would probably go towards 101, 102. But the path of least resistance is probably up, to be fair, yeah. The path of least resistance is probably up as it stands. Because, again, sell-offs just don't stick, do they? Beg my pardon. Yawning on stream. But yeah, sellers are finding it extremely hard to push the price down. So the path of least resistance seems to remain up. Pappy says, click the like button, guys, and do listen to Pappy as well. Do make sure you click the like button. If you haven't already, drop a like. We are on 15 likes with 31 viewers, so just under 50% of people watching have liked the video. So please do drop a like on the stream. And yeah, subscribe if you're new. But yeah, that's a newsletter covered. But I suppose we may as well go and have a look at liquidity, Pappy. Stonksy, while you've mentioned that. So 24-hour, let's stick it on symbol. 24-hour liquidity shows what you would imagine a build-up of liquidity to the upside after we took a tumble over the weekend, didn't we? The 3-day chart, again, is showing similar signs as you would imagine. Obviously, we dropped down over the weekend. Then we pushed back up yesterday. And again, shorters are trying to really push price down. Now, the weekly chart is what's interesting, I think. So the weekly chart for showing liquidations, again, it's nothing that you wouldn't expect when you look at the actual chart. But there is definitely liquidity at both sides, rampant to be taken. Obviously, a push up to take upside liquidity would cause a new all-time high. Now, that doesn't suggest that we are just going to get a liquidity grab to the upside and then stop. We obviously could continue on up. But there is pretty much, if we look at it, if we put that onto the chart, here is liquidity. And here is liquidity. So exactly how you would imagine it, because you can, if you're looking at the chart, you can say, right, okay, well, there's a build-up of resistance. There's the highs. So you can definitely deduce that there's going to be build-up of liquidity above from people shorting. And here's, a couple of taps of around the same area to the downside without any proper sweep later on. So you definitely know that there's going to be liquidity built up there, which is exactly what the chart is showing on the 1 week anyway. Now, do we sweep both these ends or not? It's a different story, because Bitcoin is still yet to show any signs of real weakness since the rally began. So it's definitely still a case of buyers being in control, I think, because like we've witnessed from the whole rally since early April, any sort of dip has been bought up. Bought up. So I still think really, sellers don't have much control in this market as it stands. So that is something to be wary of, and definitely something to monitor if we do get a sweep to the downside. Is it something to be scared of, or is it okay? If we swing fail these lows here, positive sign. But alternatively, we could come up to the upside and do the same thing. Doesn't mean that we're going to get expansiveness. You can now take this as obviously the level. So like we're looking at the previous all-time high for pivoting this price action here. We can now take this and we'll just add it in as its own separate line, because yeah, okay. So, if we move up here, then that then becomes the pivot point as well, doesn't it? So that becomes then kind of like what this is. For if we drop back below, then okay, there's the deviation. So, price potentially is going to fall down now. But we've not got any of that yet. Do make sure you drop a like on the stream and subscribe. Also, if you're looking to trade anything today, do make sure you sign up to BLOFIN. It's the first link in the description, and I'll put it into the chat now. Make sure you sign up to BLOFIN. It is the best non-KYC exchange out there. And when you sign up with the Stonksy link that I've put in, you do get yourself some great welcome bonuses. So do make sure you do all your trading on there. Afternoon, Sean. How we doing, mate? Great to see you. It's Bitcoin conference in Las Vegas. Can you take a look at past years to see if it's buy the rumor, sell the news? Meaning, does that mean Bitcoin will dump now? Yeah, that's interesting for sure. And we can do that. Yeah, I'll just have to find the list of when that conference has been on throughout the years, because I definitely don't know that off the top of my head. But I think that's something very interesting to look at, Steve-O. Yeah, how has price behaved around this conference? And also, I think maybe looking at how prices behave over the summer months too. Just getting a quick drink and then we'll carry on. Abbas says, can you give us a coin that can do 1,000x? I can't, mate. Sorry, no. If I knew that, then I would do it myself, wouldn't I? Right, let's carry on. Just got a quick drink. Stamos says, if it's on TradingView and it's on an actual centralized exchange, and I can take a look, yes, but I won't be loading anything up on Dex Tools. Hey, Mr. Delta, how we doing, mate? Loving the new Stonksy, mate. It's great, isn't it? It's great. The channels are amazing. SMFC has really smashed it out the park. Done really, really well. But yeah, new channels are great. If you do want a full video on what the new update is, I have put one out on the channel. You can find it here, Stonksy update, indicator changes and additions. But you can also just ask me anything in the chat and I can answer. He did. He done very, very well. He done very, very well, SMFC. Absolute legend, isn't he? He's an absolute legend. Right, let's go into take a look. I tell you what, actually, let's get the poll out. Let's get a poll out. Go vote in the poll. Go vote in the poll. And if you haven't already, do make sure you smash the like. We have 37 viewers, 19 likes, so that's a great like count. But I think we can do a bit better than that, can't we? Scroll down. Only takes a second. Drop a like. Yeah, but go and vote in the poll. Let me know where you think we're going in US Open. Now, bear in mind, the stock market hasn't been open since Friday. The stock market was closed yesterday, so it's had a 3-day weekend, the stock market. So we could get some interesting price action leading into the open. Let's go and see how we are doing. So in futures market, we have, so we opened, where did we open? There. So straight away when we opened futures on Sunday, we shot up from 5,800 towards 5,865-ish. And then we've climbed up a bit, dropped down, pushed up this morning, and currently dropping down a little bit. So that's what's going on in the futures market. Now let's go take a look at what's happening pre-market in the Mag 7. So Nvidia is up a little bit, not much, but definitely up from where it closed on Friday. Apple is also up, making a recovery from that drop down that it had. Meta's up nicely. Microsoft is up. I'm guessing, are they all up? Looking like they're all up. Yeah, they're all up pre-market. Nothing major, but definitely showing why the SPX is up in futures hours while the market was closed yesterday. But yeah, don't forget, if you are liking what you see in here, you can get 20% off your first month of Stonksy. So that is code BOT20 at checkout on the monthly plan. It is second link in the description, and you'll also see the code there as well, but I will pop it into the chat and pin it. But yeah, we are still offering the 20% off the monthly, your first month. So come and try it out. With this one, you get full indicator access, you get oscillator access, you get Discord access and bot access. You get access to everything on a monthly, annual, and lifetime plans. The oscillator plan, which is currently on a limited time offer of £37, so this will be going up. This is like kind of a much cheaper way if you want to be involved in the Discord and you want some aspect of Stonksy. So with the oscillator plan, you obviously only get the oscillator, which is this here on screen. There is a full video on this hopefully coming out tomorrow on how to use the oscillator and the benefits of it. But yeah, you can sign up to that, which you get oscillator and Discord access for just £37 a month. But this one, you can get 20% off, so that takes it down to £116 for your first month, and you get access to everything. So yeah, do take advantage of that on either plan. It'd be great to see you over in the Discord. Hello, Wiz, my mate. How are we doing? Core Weave up big again. I'll take a look, mate. I've opened some longs on defense stocks. Also bought VIX options last Thursday. Very nice, mate. Let's go and have a look at Core Weave. Up to $106 pre-market. Let's see, where did it top out at? Oh yeah, very nice. So on Friday, we got to $116. Now look at this on Stonksy. So obviously, this is an incredible chart. But if you notice, price started really climbing towards the outer channel, particularly towards the upper bit. Obviously, we had extension here, and then we had true, like real big extension here, and then we are getting a pullback in towards the inner channel. So I do expect, whether this continues on, so even if the trend continues up, I would expect price to be pulled back into the inner channel at some point. But as it stands, yeah, got an incredible performance, unbelievable considering where it was at just at the end of April, so a month ago. But yeah, back up to $106 pre-market. So phenomenal stuff there, and Stonksy did catch it, so don't forget about that. But yeah, very nice, mate. Very nice. You are smashing it over on the stocks, aren't you? The stock picks. Just grabbing a drink, and then we will continue. ABD says, I would love to chat to you about business. The only way you can talk directly towards me is if you sign up to Stonksy. So when you sign up to Stonksy on any of these plans, you will get Discord access. So you can talk to me in the Discord, or you can private DM me once you're in the Discord. But apart from that, you can't contact me now. You can send an email into Stonksy. You can find the email contact on the website. But yeah, you can't have a private discussion with me unless you join the Discord. So sign up to Stonksy, and then it'd be great to hear what you got to say. I missed it, but a few of my pals are big on Nutex. Very nice. Afternoon Wiz. Also spoke to about iron in the Discord. That's booming too. Very nice, mate. Very nice. But yeah, what would everyone like me to look at? Let me know in the chat. There's nothing really too much going on, is there? They've got a couple of big performers. I mean, Queso is, where is it? Is it on another run? It's on another run towards its highs. Queso seems like it just will not push down, will it? Pi, on the other hand, has obviously significantly retraced its pump. But Kato is really staying up there. Orca is doing well. Orca is doing phenomenally well. And it's really stayed up there, hasn't it? If you look at Orca since... obviously, since it got that pump, so it had this pump, didn't it? Had a giga pump here, then sold off, then went again. And it's really stayed up there. It's really managed to stay up there, but up 8% today. So, you know, is it going to come and run this build-up of highs, potentially? Long on Stonksy as well, which is nice. Good to see. E-Gold is a funny old one, isn't it? E-Gold's a funny old one. We've got Zig doing really well. But yeah, nothing too much. I need to sort this watch list out, to be honest. There's loads of stuff that I've pulled up on here that we can get rid of. What I do want to go and look at is some Bitcoin mining stocks. I think that would be interesting. For sure. I'm in on Iron, says Delta. There you go. There you go. Dupe. Yeah, we'll take a look at Dupe, mate, Andy, for sure. But, I mean, if we look at some Bitcoin miners, so BitDeer is definitely one of the... definitely one of the more volatile ones, and as you can see, it come back. Didn't quite get there, but you know, this is high time frame area of interest down here towards $5. Didn't quite get all the way there, but has had a superb rally. I mean, that's nearly 2.5x in it. Well, yeah, just over 2x, and obviously caught all the way by Stonksy. Really, really nice price action there. Mara is doing well as well. That's roughly 50% up. So I assume that a lot of these are doing quite well. Riot, not as good as BitDeer or Mara, but still doing well. I don't actually have that many on here. What other ones are there? You got Marathon, Riot, Hut is another one, isn't it? Hut, but I assume all of them are probably up decently. MSTR, we need to talk about this because obviously it's, you know, tight importance to Bitcoin. It's hit resistance. This zone we talked about being resistance, it's hit there and it's selling off. It's back up a little bit pre-market, but this is true last line of resistance for MSTR. You can see, I mean, it spent nearly the whole of May. I mean, the 8th of May is when it first come up here, and it just kept banging into here, didn't it? Banging into here, and then obviously sold off on Friday. But this area here is most definitely the last line of defense for MSTR to the upside. If we get above here, I would expect, I mean, there's nothing really stopping it, is there? Running to the upside. So that is definitely something to keep an eye on, MSTR. Let's take a look at Dupe for Andy anyway. Let's see Dupe. Where are we up to? Dupe. Yeah, Dupe has been doing great. I mean, Dupe, if we go and look at it, obviously really nice off the bottom. You know, what was 30 cents bottom. Now we've been catching obviously the big rip up in May, and then we're continuing that now. Dupe for me, the key area to gain is this 70 cents region here. You know, if you go and look back, we had support came in here, it came in here, support. You know, you can see demand where demand came in all along this. Sometimes it dipped a little bit below into the 60s, but majority of the time it held 70 or thereabouts. Here, held it here, tried to hold on here, obviously bounced back up, and then just melt through. So for me, 70 cents is the real important area to gain for its high time frame outlook. When you gain 70 cents, you reopen this trading range here. So as you can see, price on dupe over a high time frame traded between here for the majority of its time. And then you can split that up. You can also see if you just whack a 50% halfway level in there, which takes it to about 96, 97 cents. And you zoom in, you can see the role that played as well. It was resistance and support while dupe was in its bigger range. So if it reclaimed 70 cents, what would it be looking at? Well, obviously that is the first and only hurdle that we care about. And then from there, I'd be looking to trade, if the strength in the market, up towards that 96 cent region again. But yeah, long on Stonksy, which is good. We are in from the lower 60s, which is good, up about 5% from that. But yeah, we definitely want to see that 70 cent level reclaimed. Does anyone agree with me, or what do we think? Iron. Let's go and have a look at iron then. Let's go take a look at iron. Let's see. Let's go take a look. What has it been doing? Oh yes, very nice. That's nearly at a 2x, isn't it? From its April lows, nearly at a 2x. And obviously pre-market taking it back towards last week's highs. But yeah, very nice, mate. Very nice. That's another solid pick from Wiz there. Really, really nice pick. I mean, from where it bottomed out as well, it was down at what, about $1, wasn't it? It was down at about $1 in late 2022, early 2023. At the highs, that was a 15-16x, which can't be sniffed at all, can it? That was great. But yeah, Stonksy catching the move, of course. When link, you want me to cover link? I can do that. Pappy says hype USD Stonksy caught a good trade or not. Yeah, the 1 hour was great, mate, wasn't it? I put it in the newsletter. I put it in the newsletter. The newsletter was had the hype trade in that 1 hour background. Superb, really, really good. Talib C says Bitcoin big shorts coming. Okay, what's that to do with? Is that to do with you seeing big shorts being opened up, or you think that the price is going to take a downturn? ZBCN, I'm sure I've seen that someone talk about that on X. Is that the one that's really ripped? I think it was, weren't it? We'll take a look at that now. God, I love hype, says Wiz. There's nearly a 4x in it. Well, it has done a 4x from the bottom. Very, very nice, mate. And I know that you was a buyer of hype down there, wasn't you? But we'll have a look at ZBCN, Andy. Definitely. Definitely. We'll take a look at that. Right, let's move on. Let's move on, shall we? Link, I've been in an inverse perp long for what feels like forever. Okay, yeah, let's take a look at Link. So I mean, for me, these levels have proven to be quite good in the long term. I mean, I've had these levels mapped out for a while. Obviously, you know, around $10, and then around 12, you know, just above $12, 15.5, and then this region of resistance. So, I mean, yeah, I still really favor this. I think if you wanted to alter it to most recent price action, that is obviously clear SR, isn't it? That's just clear. You know, you had resistance coming in here around this level, but using a box there is probably more efficient because you've got clear area of SR. So, you know, this works well as a zone. You've got resistance cut, and then obviously support coming in here where Link is held and now bouncing back up. Now, this is the key. The key is to break this blue box. So, you know, $17.20 up to $17.50 ish. Needs to close that for daily closing. You can see why, you know, clear again, SR. If we do that, I think it's a pretty strong case for teleporting towards $20. So I think that's literally it. You know, it's pretty very straightforward on Link. You need to hold here as support, and you need to break there as resistance to open more upside. I think Link is probably one of the easiest charts you can look at and go a bit kind of like Sui at the moment as well, from where it's just come into. But you know, you've got clear support that it needs to hold here, and you've got clear resistance for it to break to open up higher. You don't want it to break support if you're long, and obviously you want it to break resistance. So I think that's literally as easy as it gets. And we are green on the Stonksy background as well, in a small profit there. But yeah, very, very easy. I mean, 5-minute double confirmation coming in. So let's hope we see a pump from there with that. That would be great. That's what I need, is a break of that blue. But yeah, mate, definitely. That's the only level that matters to the upside at the moment. To the upside, that's the only level that matters, is that blue box. And then above there, then you can start looking towards $20, because I think $20 you can definitely see from looking at $20 that we'll definitely have some real battle there with supply. You know, you can see all along here, can't you? Price being sold into in this region. So if it does come up there, I don't think it will be as straightforward. We might get some sort of run, because obviously there'll be liquidity built above these wicks. So unless the alt market completely explodes, I think, you know, you either come up here and just kind of tail off as supply comes in, or you get some kind of liquidation run to the upside, and then potentially maybe drop back in. Unless there's just insane altcoin strength coming in, and then maybe it just, you know, blasts through and then starts chewing towards $25. Because I think if it gets above that zone, then that would be where I'd be looking to pump back up towards here. But yeah, very easy chart to read at the moment, Link. So enjoy it, mate. Enjoy it. Where are you, if you don't mind me asking, where are you long from? Where is your entry? Unless you don't want to share, mate, then don't feel like you have to. But yeah, really nice chart. Nice to read, and obviously Stonksy's long on the 1 hour, Stonksy's long on the 5 minutes, so that adds to to the good outlook, doesn't it, for sure? We've got half an hour until US Open, so we'll see what comes in from that. But yeah, if you haven't already, please do drop a like on the stream and subscribe. And of course, if you're looking to trade anything, first link in the description. Sign up to BLOFIN. Andy, I've not forgot, mate. Let me go and check yours. ZBCN. Let's see. FHDN USDT. ZBEC network. Okay. What chart should we pull up? Let's use the KuCoin one. Down 16% today. Okay. I think this is the one that's gone absolutely nutty though, hasn't it? Yeah. I mean, look at that. Yeah, it's done a 5x, over a 5x. Long on the daily, which is really nice to see. But again, you can see here the channel's really coming into play. Now, obviously, we got some strong momentum to the upside. So even on this one, when it blasted through, caught the top of the channel, we did get a retrace thereafter into the channel, but the momentum was strong. But, you know, eventually you hit a point of exhaustion and price has now been pulled out back into the inner channel from this upper bit. So again, really good use case of the channel, because look where price stopped. As soon as it hit that upper one, it didn't hit it again. And when it was in here, obviously that was the last kind of leg of this run before exhaustion come in. But I mean, overall, what a run, what a rally. And I mean, look at that. You don't really get much better. Obviously, that's not from the exact bottom. You know, the exact bottom come in April down here, didn't it? Which Stonksy caught again. Caught one leg there, another leg here. But I mean, for the full, you know, for the full blown run, which came across what, about a week, you don't get better than that, do you? To the top, that was 180%. Currently still up 122. But yeah, what a run. I don't even know what this is either. Hello, Ambrose. How we doing? Oh, I didn't realise I'm on camera. Hello, Ambrose. How we doing? Gongsy says I'm in from 18 bucks. You're not that far away now, mate, are you? Been in it a few months. It was supposed to be low leverage, long-term trade, but I just want out now. We've not got really long to go, have you, mate? Well, sorry, much room to go. Hopefully you'll be able to get out of it. But it was up there. It was up there. If you want out of it, how come you didn't just cut it around when it was at like 17-ish? I suppose it's not break even, is it? You probably was still in a loss. But it wasn't too far away, was it? Hopefully you can get up there, mate, because yeah, if you want out of that, hopefully you can get out. Virtual is one. Now, notice on virtual, I can't remember the last time we looked at this, but obviously this was where we looked at for SR to be in, and we've now broke above that. So I was looking at, what was I looking at? A 34% move to the upside. Interesting. Okay. So last time I looked at virtual, I don't know when this was, but I was looking at a 34% move on an expansion of this range here, which now looks like it's taking form. So let's see if we get that. We're currently nearly halfway there. But yeah, what a move. What a move. Cetus continues to sell off. Andy says, just check my wallet and someone has put 300k of a different ZBEC in my wallet today. Probably a scam. Do I try and sell them? It probably is a scam, mate. Yeah, if it's not the actual ZBEC, then it probably is a scam, mate. Yeah. As for if you try and sell them, I don't really know, like, I suppose maybe you could check the contract address to see how much liquidity is in there, but I don't really know. I've never really interacted with anything that random has appeared in my wallet. I've never tried to do anything with them, so I've never tried to send them out the wallet, and I've never tried to actually sell them. So I don't have any really past experience on if anything can go wrong when you try and do that. If anyone, oh, look at that on Bitcoin. Oh, look at that. Oh, we're getting some expansiveness on there. What is happening? Look at that. What a 5-minute candle that is. Oh, have we just had something happen? Have we just had something happen while we've been watching? What's happened? Has anything just happened while we've been on stream? I don't know, but that is one big 5-minute candle. Let's see. No. I don't know if anyone has some news come out or something, or is that just someone just buying a load of just buying a load of Bitcoin? Nice 5-minute candle though, very nice. ENA looks interesting. It does rank. Oh yeah, we looked at that a few times. We can cover it again. I'm good. Much greetings from Tanzania. Thank you for joining, mate. Again, great to see you. Is the CC report came good? I don't know, Abbas. I'm not sure what you mean, mate. What report? I don't know what that is. If you mean CPI, that was a couple of weeks ago, and it was pretty decent, yeah. If your wallet is Dunder Funder says if your wallet is empty, no problem. But if you have other coins in there, do not do anything. So there you go. That's some bit of insight from Dunder Funder. MST up to 600k BTC. What's that? Have we had some? What's going on? Oh, Trump Media. Trump Media has announced a 2.5 billion Bitcoin treasury deal. Right, okay. That's the pump. Trump Media announces 2.5 billion treasury deal. Okay, wow, okay. So Trump Media will be buying $2.5 billion worth of Bitcoin. US consumer confidence. I don't think that was a Red Folder event, was it? It's not. I don't think that's Red Folder, so I've not looked at it. Volume is 17k. I'll leave them alone. Yeah, I'm not too sure, mate. I'm not too sure. Cryptogenic says smash the likes. Exactly. Listen to Cryptogenic. Do smash a like as we're getting this Bitcoin pump on the back of Trump Media announcing they're going to buy $2.5 billion worth of Bitcoin. So, yeah, do smash the likes, everyone. Smash the likes for the bullishness. Yeah, what a 2.5 billion is around 25 Bitcoins. I'll tell you what, we can work it out, can't we? Let's work it out now. So, obviously, you need to account for price going up as you buy them, because obviously, when you're buying $2.5 billion worth of Bitcoin, you're going to push the price up yourself. So let's work it out. Divided by 110, 500. So at the current price, $2.5 billion is 22,624 Bitcoins. Now, assuming, say you move the price, I don't know, 5%, or there's a 5% discrepancy, and obviously when you first start buying to when you stop, let's just give a 5% variance. I don't exactly know the percentage on what 2.5 billion would pump Bitcoin, but let's say 5%. No, I don't know if it's 5%. Let's see. That would be 21,493. So even if there's a 5% discrepancy in when they start buying, however they start buying, whatever. This is assuming that they're just going to twap buy, TWAP is what I'm saying, a twap, not anything else. If they're going to do that, then yeah. Alternatively, if they're going to spread it over a longer period of time, who knows how many Bitcoins they could accumulate? Depends on the price, doesn't it? But if they was to just go in with the 2.5 billion, twap it, with a 5% variance, 21,500-ish is what they get. So interesting start before US Open, that's for sure. See what people are saying. Trump media will hold cryptocurrency as crucial part of our asset. Interesting. So, Trump Media and Technology Group Corp announced it has entered into subscription agreements with approximately 50 institutional investors for a private placement totaling approximately 2.5 billion. The offering includes approximately 1.5 billion in common stock and 1 billion in 0% convertible senior notes, with the proceeds intended for the creation of a Bitcoin treasury. The company will use Crypto.com and Anchorage Digital for custody of its Bitcoin treasury, and the offering is expected to close on or about May 29th, which is 2 days from now. Now, it's interesting that they're using Crypto.com, isn't it? And not Coinbase. It's interesting that they chose Crypto.com. Let's see what Crow's doing, as Crow had a bit of a pump from that. Yeah, so Crow's up 5%, because of Crypto.com being chosen. So that's good to see on Crow if you're a Crow holder. But it is interesting that they're using Crypto.com, and I don't know who Anchorage Digital are. No, I've never heard of them. But yeah, they're using Crypto.com instead of Coinbase. Don't know if there's anything in that or what, but Stonksy's done it again. Green background. Some said $1 billion in the UK is not the same as $1 billion in the US. I don't know what you mean by that, Aaron. You mean in terms of like how it's viewed? Yeah, I suppose probably. If you're looking to raise money, you can probably raise $1 billion more easily in America, can't you, than in the UK? If that's what you mean, I'd definitely agree with you on that. But Bitcoin is really liking this, isn't it? And we're not too far away from all-time high now. We're really not far away at all. Yeah, there we have it. There we have it. Bitcoin is pumping. Trump's company is buying Bitcoin. Seems like it might be on for a rally towards new highs. But yeah, we've got just over 10 minutes to go until the US market opens. Let me know if you would like me to look at anything specific. I think should probably just watch the Bitcoin chart, shouldn't we? With it being so so interesting. Do make sure, if you haven't already, drop a like on the stream and subscribe. Yeah, it's going to be fascinating to see what happens from here on. I'm just going to get a quick drink. I won't be a second. Hi Nick, how we doing? Great to see you. For those of you that are wondering, if you just joined or whatever, this pump is on the back of Trump media announcing that they're going to buy $2.5 billion of Bitcoin to form a Bitcoin treasury. And for those of you that are a Crow holder, so I know Safe with Crypto is a Crow holder. For any more of you, Crow has had a nice pump up as well, because Crypto.com, alongside another company, will be custodying the Bitcoin for them. Yeah, very interesting development. We just got this candle started going nutty while we were just sat here on stream, and I had no idea what it was for or why. And yeah, there we go. Now I'm interested to see if this pump, normally when you get news pumps, the majority of the time they just kind of run out of momentum, don't they? And then tail off back to, close to where they started. So I'm interested to see what happens here with us having US Open in 9 minutes. I'm very interested to see if we get a retrace or not. Yeah, Stonksy catching it again into the green background. There's the double confirmation, like we always look for. And yeah, there's the pump. So another one in the bag for Stonksy, as always. The news accelerated price into the RDOT, I'm sure. There's Loki. I mean, it's never a bad place to hedge, whether you'd be already long or maybe you're looking for short, whatever. When we get these news events, they typically are reversed. But we'll see if that will be the same or not. I still not fixed my chair, by the way, for anyone that is interesting. For those of you that join the streams regularly, you'll know that my chair is broken. I still haven't fixed it. Yeah, do drop a like if you haven't already. And of course, subscribe. Now, if you're watching over on X, please do make sure you're following the Stonksy page. And head over to the YouTube channel and drop a subscribe. We'll get us towards that 2.5k subscriber count as fast as possible. But if you are wondering what this indicator is, this is Stonksy. If you've got any questions about it, let me know in the comments. I can cover it. Yeah, let me know if you've got any questions about Stonksy or how it works in the comments. We have just released a big update last week where you can come and find out more about it in this video here. Stonksy update, this one. And yeah, that was adding your channels in. But if you do have any questions, you can get your comments in and let me know if you're wondering exactly how it works, what the benefit of it, whatever it may be. But you can still get 20% off your first month. Second link in the description, and you want to use code BOT20, there it is, on this monthly package here. That will get you access to everything: the indicator, the oscillator, the Discord server, and the trading bot. Or if you wanted a cheaper option, then obviously currently we have a limited time offer on the Stonksy oscillator, which we've broken into its own separate product, and that is just £37 a month on this limited time offer. That does get you access to the oscillator, which is this down here showing momentum in the market, and the Discord server, but that's it. You won't get access to anything else. Obviously, you get full access on lifetime, annual, or monthly. But yeah, do make sure you join. It would be great to see you over in the Discord. Someone knows who James Wynn really is. So I'll be honest, like, I've never really heard of this guy until all this Hyperliquid stuff started. I don't actually know who he is. I think obviously when you go on his page, he claims to have called Pepe at 600k market cap, which obviously, depending on how much you put in at that point, if that's actually true, then you know you will have made a lot. Now I just think, I don't know. Where is he? Is this him? So he says call Pepe at 600k market cap. Now, if that's actually true, then that is, I think Pepe went up to, was it a 6 billion or maybe more? That's a 10,000x, isn't it? If you hold it from that point. Obviously, 6 mil is a 10x. 60 mil is 100x. Oh no, it's more actually, isn't it? No, yeah. 600 mil is 1,000x, and then, yes, 6 billion would be a 10,000x. Let's see what market cap Pepe actually went to. Obviously, you're not going to stand the top, are you? Oh, actually, we'll have maybe gone to more, is it? Okay, oh, never mind. It went to 10 billion. Okay, that's a lot more than I thought. Yeah, so, I mean, that is a potential, like, what, like 14,000x or something like that, if you held it all the way to the top, which, I mean, who does that? But I don't really know much about this guy. I don't know if he just made all his money on Pepe. But I think he started with, there was a, who was it that put it out? I saw someone put a chart of it out. He went all the way up to, I think, on this Hyperliquid account that he's been doing, all the way up to 80 million, and it's down around 5 or 10 or something. I don't know. But I don't know exactly where he's come from, or a sudden like obsession with him, or is it just the fact that he's just doing this, obviously trading on Hyperliquid, which is full, you know, transparency, isn't it? Unlike trading on a SEX where you can't see people's trades. I don't know exactly. I don't know what the obsession is, or is it just the fact he's putting these massive trades on? I don't know. Andy says, "Can you show us the bot working over time? Stick $100 in it." Yeah, so there's two different bots at the moment. So there's the high frequency bot and then the low frequency bot. The high frequency one has had its strategy changed up to be more efficient, and more efficient with definitely taking profit. The low frequency one has been chugging along nicely. Let me see if I can get them up for you. Let me see. Won't be a second. Let's see. What I can do is, if you are interested in to see something like that, Andy, I can get SMFC. You'll have seen SMFC in the chat. He's the dev for all things Stonksy. What I can do, if you want, is I can get him to send me. If I can't pull him up here, I can get him to send me the actual statistics and the back testing on them, and I can pull them up on stream tomorrow if you want. If you're interested in that, I can do that. Which is like when you're obviously looking for a strategy, when you run it through the strategy tester on TradingView, you can obviously put in, like, you know, what you would your returns be and stuff like that. If you're interested, and for anyone else who's interested in that, if anyone actually wants to see for both high frequency and low frequency, what the strategy tester has shown for both strategies that we're running on both the bots at the moment, I can get him to send me that data through for tomorrow. Which, Andy, I'm guessing obviously you are wanting to see that, so I can definitely sort that out. But if anyone else is interested in that, let me know in the chat and I'll do it. I'll do it anyway because Andy wants to see. So yeah, I'll see if he can run it on $100 as well. I'll see if he can get that info for me according to, okay, if you start with $100 at that point. Oh, and we are open for US. There we go. We are open on the US market. I'm incredibly. Stonksy says I'm up for the bots. That's very nice. Yeah, I can do that. Save, how we doing, mate? Great to see you. Good afternoon. Nice pumpage. Yeah, mate, really nice. Trump blessing the markets with upside pumpage on Bitcoin. For those of you that are watching that maybe don't know exactly what has suddenly happened to Bitcoin, why is it pumping? We have had, let me pull it up and save. If you've not seen already, Crow is doing very well because they are going to be custodying the Trump Media assets. So Trump Media and Technology Group Corp announced it has entered into blah blah blah. Basically, they're raising $2.5 billion to the creation of a Bitcoin treasury, and they'll use Crypto.com and a company called Anchorage Digital, no idea who they are, to custody the Bitcoin treasury. So I don't know if you'd seen Save or not, because I know obviously you're a big Crow holder. Crow had a really nice pump up on it as well. I think to the top, this must have been. Yeah, that was 6%. It's come down a little bit, but yeah, nice pump on Crow from that as well. Yeah, Bitcoin doing well on the announcement that the president's company is going to be purchasing Bitcoin. I would like to see future testing rather than back testing if possible. Future testing. I mean, future testing is a bit difficult, isn't it? Because we don't know what price action is going to be. So, for instance, we could take a look at, you know, what it would do, say, over the past 30 days, over the past 2 months, over the past 3 months, 6 months, with $100. But we obviously don't know the future. We don't know what price action is going to be in the future. I mean, unless I'm thinking about it the wrong way, how would you want us to pull that data, Andy? Because obviously the only data we can see is price action that's happened. All right, okay. Yeah, I mean, yeah, I suppose that works as well. That works as well. I mean, say choosing today as, you know, the 29th of May, choosing that as the starting point, and then looking onwards from there. We could do something like that, yeah. That'll obviously just take a bit of time, won't it? For, you know, say a week, past a month. We can definitely do that, and we can look at back testing data as well. But if you want kind of like a rolling present day test record, then yeah, we'll take today's date, 29th of May, 27th of May for that. Whoa, Ace news to come. Oh yeah, very nice, mate. It's very, very, very good. And I look forward to having you on stream tomorrow, mate. If you're all good for it, Dave. If you're all good, look forward to it. But yeah, we've got 35 people watching. Do make sure you drop a like on the stream and subscribe. And of course, make sure you signed up to BLOFIN. Non-KYC, you get some great welcome bonuses when you join. And of course, it is a very, very good exchange to trade on. The interface and experience is great. So that is first link in the description, and I've popped it into the chat there as well. Do make sure you sign up for that. And I am, even though the weather's going to be cool, it's still very hot. I tell you what, Save, I've still not fixed the chair, you know. I've still not fixed the chair, which I suppose is probably no surprise at all. But yeah, I've still not fixed the chair, and I've still not put these holes in this snood, which is pretty annoying. Keep meaning to do that as well. Yeah, we are getting kind of a retrace now, aren't we, on Bitcoin from open? We are getting a bit of a retrace from Bitcoin from open. So again, you know, with all this price action around the previous all-time high is key, isn't it? It's key for what we've been looking at. Let's see how everything else treated that Bitcoin news. I mean, ETH is chugging along very nicely, isn't it? XRP, I'm guessing. I mean, look at this 5-minute action here, superb on XRP. Drop all the way down from that double confirmation, push up from that double confirmation, very, very nice. Sol is pushing back into that area again. So yeah, Sol keeps tussling with that area, but yeah, everything is doing pretty nice. BNB's doing well. Cow's having a good day. Cow is obviously a streaming favourite from some of the viewers. Inge carries on pushing up. But yeah, overall, it's been a good day on the market, hasn't it? That was a nice bit of price action to watch live on stream. I'm gonna come round with an Allen key one day. I know. I just need to fix it, don't I? I just need to get it done and get it out of the way and get it fixed. Yeah. But what would you find people like me to look at next? If there's anything specific you want me to look at, let me know. I don't think we've had. Let's see if we've had much movement on the S&P at open. Oh yes, we have. So we have gone down. So bear in mind that the S&P was closed for a 3-day weekend. It was closed yesterday. So on open, which is this candle, we have hit the ground running to the downside, haven't we? With momentum starting to curve over, with the oscillator showing that as well. Started showing momentum to the downside before the S&P actually started going. We'd already started curving, hadn't we? Which is nice. I tell you what is very fascinating at the moment is gold. So obviously gold is down 1.18% today, but for those interested in trading gold, I mean, Stonksy on the 1 hour is very, very good at trading gold on the 1 hour. I mean, where we kind of get when Bitcoin's consolidating, obviously we can get a bit of indecisiveness, can't we, in the market? Where gold has a bit less of that. So as you can see, like Stonksy has just caught like all the major moves on gold on the 1 hour, but even on the ones where it doesn't remain open for long or there's a bit of indecisiveness, they end quickly, and that's followed most of the time by a really nice push in the direction. So, you know, say here we had a green background and it started going against it, but then it got red and then it pushed all the way down here. Same again kind of happened here. shifted and all the way down here to the upside here to the downside. Yeah, Stonksy's been really good on gold for any gold traders out there. I mean, caught this great long here on gold, closed out into the red background, currently benefiting from that short position. But yeah, nothing too much on open. I mean, it seems like, I can't remember what day it was last week, but we got like all the volatility before open. Like before open was very volatile, and then like on US Open and then afterwards it kind of like was a bit lackluster because all the volatility had happened pre-open. I can't remember what day it was. It might have been I can't think. But it was a bit of a similar day. Pop over, see what the stocks are doing. So most of them, I think, have gapped up, haven't they? From what we was looking at pre-market, I think all of them are opening higher and gapping to the upside. Tesla's doing really well, 4% today. So what does that put Tesla up from the bottom? And notice on Tesla, it was interesting because we had a good time period, didn't we, to kind of buy anywhere near that low. If you bought anywhere near the low, 56% up on that as we speak on Tesla position. Google. Yeah, miners are doing well. DJT stock has fallen massively, -8%, which is interesting because they're now buying Bitcoin, but the stock is down 8% or 7.5%. So it seems that DJT holders do not like the idea of Trump buying $2.5 billion of Bitcoin. It appears to be the case. Yeah, let me know what you'd like me to look at. Get your comments in. Get your comments in, people. Your video went out before, Steve. I put it out today. The last one that you recorded for me. I think I've had it in backlog for about a week or so. Yeah, found the time to get it up this morning. So really good video on that as well. Make sure you go and watch these latest videos. This is about the latest Stonksy update, and then this is one from Save himself. Make sure you go and watch them. 2 really good videos gone out over the last 2 days. This one, I was very proud of this one as well. This is good. It's got good views. Not great views. I was kind of hoping that this would go viral, similar to that guy who's talking about accumulating 1 Bitcoin. Yeah, I've had it in the backlog. I've been meaning to put it up. I thought I'd get it up today. Yeah, that guy who's doing the Bitcoin one, I thought kind of that might, because he got great views on his videos, hasn't he, so far? I was thinking this might do the same, so I've got to try it again and try and hit that algorithm of, talking about accumulating 1 Bitcoin. Yeah, the S&P looks like it to be reversing. But Bitcoin is kind of just holding steady. Looks like it's holding steady anyway. Yeah, I mean, for those of you that aren't a user of Stonksy or have never tried it, remember that you can get 20% off your first month of the monthly plan, which includes access to everything. But we have got this cheaper option now where you get just the oscillator, which is this bottom one, and Discord access. You get oscillator and Discord access for £37 a month on a limited time offer. This will be going up in price as well after this offer runs out. But yeah, that is cheap as chips, and at £37 a month for both of them. And there is a full video as well coming out this week on the channel on how to use the oscillator and how it works. So do make sure you keep an eye out for that as well. Manipulation before market open. Very timely, wasn't it, Andy? It was very timely. Very timely that happened. What was it? About 20 minutes before open. 20 minutes before open. Very timely. It was 25 minutes before open. It was. Yeah. How good? What good timing that was. Well, we are just wedged now, eagerly close, aren't we? So as it stands, we are 1.65% away from the all-time high. We're not too far at all. Yeah, this was the reason for the pump pre-market. Now, if we do decide to moodeng, I tell you what, actually, yeah, we've not looked at memes in a while. Let's go and have a look at memes. But yeah, we're not far away at all. I mean, this is a 1.6% for Bitcoin is so easy, isn't it? Yeah, let's go and have a look at memes. I mean, first thing you can see off the back is STX ripping back towards $1. I think I actually want to look at some of these on the daily time frame because that's up from 25 cents. So that's at nearly a 4x. Pepe. Yeah, Pepe needs to break this zone, doesn't it? Pepe needs to break this zone. I think if we break this zone on Pepe where resistance is coming in clearly on here, then we are on, what would that be? Say we close the daily there. That would be a nice 26% pump up to there, which would be very nice. Fartcoin is just chilling, isn't it? Like the perfect staircase, that, isn't it? If you look at if you was to imagine a staircase chart, that is like the perfect staircase chart. Very similar to obviously what Bitcoin has done. Well, that is painted very, very nice. You're on about moodeng. I do have moodeng on here, is it this? Yeah, so moodeng, again, this is just clear massive SR on moodeng. Massive SR in here. So for the time it remains below, obviously it could pull back. If it does squeeze above here and close above, then, I mean, there's not really much there, is there? There's not really much there at all to look at. Aside from looking at the highs, I mean, we've got obviously a little consolidation here. But you would probably be looking up towards 58. Anything else moving interestingly today? AI 16s. Some of them obviously haven't pumped as well as others, but still nice. I mean, Mother That's an interesting looking one. I mean, Stonksy's just gone green on it as well, which is interesting. But if you notice on Mother, for those of you obviously that like your patterns, you've got clear resistance around there. We'll pull it up a little bit. But we also have obviously like this ascending triangle, which looks like it's coming into completion. So I think keep an eye on Mother potentially, because that looks like obviously we're coming to like completion on this ascending triangle, and if it breaks to the upside, it could be quite aggressive. Again, I think Mother, where would we potentially be looking on something like that for expansion to the upside? I mean, that would be the logical place, wouldn't it? Let's see. How is our good friend Bitcoin doing? Holding up well, isn't it? It's holding up well. We've not fully retraced that news pump. We've retraced probably, about half of it. We're not done yet. What's interesting to you about Moodeng, Andy? What's interesting about Moodeng? Are you a holder of Moodeng? Did you long it, or are you looking to try and slam it back to the downside? What are your thoughts on it? Just opened the long on it before Trump tweet. Very nice, mate. Yeah. And what did it do? I said, well, I mean, yeah, it had a nice pump, didn't it? Following that, obviously, that's back down towards the starting point, but that was a nice pump up. The SPX is actually reversing. The SPX is reversing after opening. And Bitcoin is reversing its pump, so kind of moving in opposite directions, lower time frame. Didn't Sailor come in with another buy over the weekend? Sure he did. Oh. Yeah, so 4,000 Bitcoin for 421 million at 106,237. So that is a nice gain on that investment already, isn't it? So 580,000 Bitcoin. I wonder when he's gonna get to 1 million. Do you reckon he's targeting 1 million this year? So they're now up to nearly 70k per Bitcoin. That's nearly the average price. That is creeping up fast, isn't it? This time last year, their average entry was probably like late 30k. I think it was like 36, 37k. So it's incredible, really, how much the entry's been pulled up. But 40.61 billion. I wonder if he's targeting to try and get 1 million Bitcoin by the end of the year. There we go. So we've got the follow through now on the retrace of the news pump there. Lovely. Yeah, Loki, you said, didn't you, that you'd gone short? Trump cashing out on his 50x. Well, yeah. 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 There you go. But the thing is, with something like that, that's why news pumps, unless it's like something really, really big, there's no follow-through momentum. So there's that initial pump or dump, obviously depending on if it's good or bad news. But for something like this, the announcements of them buying 2.5 billion, it's not like there's the announcement and then they start buying straight away. So that initial pump there, more than likely is going to run out of momentum, because then Like, there's nothing to keep it going. It's not like, okay, we're going to start from now, and then, you know, they get the news pump, and then they, you know, start buying to carry on buying, you know, carry the pump going. So yeah, news pumps are always, not always, because typically, you know, there are some examples of where price doesn't actually reverse, or it takes a long while for price to reverse. I remember Ton being like that when the Ton CEO got out of jail in France. That got a really big news pump, and it took ages for the price to revert, you know, back to the origin. It did eventually, but it took a long while. But yeah, we saw a pretty quick reversal on that. But now it's out, you know, now it's gone back to pretty much the origin. I suppose now is the interesting point, isn't it? Of, okay, you know, it's retraced the news pump close back to the origin, or pretty much. I'm guessing maybe maybe it went back to the origin. Is it now going to continue on up? But yeah, I don't think there's anything too much to cover, is there? I don't think there's anything too much else to cover. I mean, do make sure you sign in up to BLOFIN if you haven't already. It is the best non-KYC exchange out there. And come and check out the latest Stonksy videos, but that's pretty much it. Obviously, I've texted it just by accident. Oh well. And of course, make sure you sign up to the monthly plan if you haven't already. Get your 20% off with code BOT20. Or come and join the Discord and get oscillator access for just £37 a month. But I think maybe with not much more. Let's check the 1 minute chart to see what happened on the 1 minute chart. I mean, yeah, that was nice, wasn't it? That was a nice pump up there. Was very nice. And then distribution back down. But yeah, I think we'll leave the stream there for today. So big thank you to everyone that joined. I appreciate you massively. Thank you for spending your time with me. And of course, I'll be back tomorrow. Now, it is Wednesday tomorrow, so I will be on with Save with Crypto. So do make sure you come and join for that. But yeah, enjoy the rest of your day. Hopefully, those of you that are on Stonksy, I'll see you in the Discord. And then, yeah, bye for now. Like and subscribe. Bye-bye.